was scared.
Yeah.
Because I knew it involved my neck. I guess what we're saying, folks, is that we could use some support.
Right. Hi, everybody. We're Heather and Jerry Woods, and we're here to just have a friendly chat with you folks tonight. We'll discuss a pretty serious situation that we had and some other things that have been on our mind lately. And so if you don't know, Heather and I run the Pistoleros Wild West Stunt Show at Trail Dust Town. We've been the owners since 2020.
But we have run the show. Well, Jerry started the show in '97, so we've been running the show since '97. But yes,
we've ran the show since '97. Now we own the show.
Now we own the show.
Right.
Since
Okay. Now we got that cleared up.
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna just talk about some of the challenges we have running a Wild West stunt show, being entertainers. We welcome you, and if you want to make any comments down in the comment section below, we'll be sure to answer every one of them. We really welcome you to talk to us, and so here we are. So the main reason we're doing this is because Heather's coming back from what could have been a very serious injury that she suffered from last Thursday. It was over a week ago at the time of this recording. We'll show a video of it in a little bit. So basically what happened, that she was doing a show and doing some fight choreography that she and Noah and the other cast member have done hundreds of times, and I'd say maybe even close to 1,000 times this particular one.
I would say definitely.
Yeah.
More than 1,000 times. Noah and I were talking about it. Because Noah's been in the show since 2015.
Right. Yeah.
So that's a lot of choke flips.
So they're very, very experienced with this stuff, but it just shows you that stunt work is dangerous. And it's movement work. It's like playing sports or anything else that's physical, hiking, whatever. Mishaps happen, and when you have to work with another person, you increase the chances of injury. Tenfold, 20-fold, whatever. I mean, it just exponentially gets more dangerous.
Well, and that's what we're making this video also because a lot of people have been asking. You guys have been awesome and so supportive, and we so much appreciate that. And so we thought, well, let's just put this video out and kind of catch everybody up together as to what's going on, and we can add a couple more things that we've been talking about that besides the accident that have been on our minds about the show. I was explaining to somebody just today who was there the night of the accident. This would be June 25th now. It always makes me sad when I hear from somebody who saw the accident, because back when I did have a life-threatening accident in 2012, we weren't online or anything, so nobody could contact us, and I didn't really hear from people that were there that night until like a year later. Somebody, throughout the years, people have. There's a gentleman actually who's been coming since that accident in 2012, and even last year he said, I was here the night that you had that bad fall from the roof. And so I still hear from people every once in a while, but it's not the same this time because now we're online. We have a big online presence, so there's a lot of people that can get in contact with me, and that's been awesome actually. So I was just explaining to somebody today that, we don't have a lot of bad accidents, but when you do something over and over and over again, eventually the law of averages is there's going to be an accident. There's especially things that you can't control or out of your control, like my really bad life-threatening accident in 2012 was some dirt on the roof. And I'd already been doing that stunt for 2 years, and nobody ever thought to look for a pile of dirt on a roof. Right. Until that accident happened. And so stuff like that, you don't know what you don't know until something happens. And
let's just go ahead and show you the video. We'll just talk you through it as you watch it. So here's the show. We're doing it on Thursday night. You can see it's still a little daylight out. First of all, Heather's doing like a spin move thing with Jacob here. After that happens, she runs back in and then fights Noah on this. And the first thing is Noah throws a punch and she blocks it and gives him an arm flip. That went okay. And then he does a pickup on Heather, and then she throws a punch And then he spins, picks her up with his back, his hips, and then throws her on the ground. Unfortunately, right here, Noah lost his balance because his pitch was too far forward. And it happened so fast that he didn't even realize what was going on when he went down to the ground, and Heather had no chance whatsoever to rotate out of this, and landed right on her, basically on her cheekbone, her eye, which is all nicely healed up now. It was.
I have a little scar here.
Yeah.
I was telling somebody it took out my wrinkle right here. So.
Yeah, right. Because she basically got sandpapered right there.
So. Yeah, so when we were in the middle of what we call choke flip, and when I was straight up and down, because I kick over as hard as I can, when I was straight up and down, Noah had already lost his balance actually, and had already gone to the ground, and I was straight up and down. So I just fell straight down instead of rotating all the way over. I fell straight down and I hit my face. Some of this is hard to see in that video you just watched, but so I came straight down on my face, and my head was on the ground, but my feet went over my head this way, which caused me to scorpion on my neck, obviously, and then my face caught up, and immediately I had pain in my shoulders, like in my spine, at the bottom of my neck, and the very life-threatening injury that I had in 2012 also involved the same kind of movement and the same kind of accident, just from a higher fall.
Yeah, she fell from a 10-foot roof onto a foam fall bag.
I hit my face, and my legs went over, scorpioned over, and then landed on the ground. And in that instance, my neck, which I was told by the doctor, this has never happened before, was so strong that instead of my neck breaking, which it should have, it torqued on the base of my skull and broke my skull in 3 places. So I fractured my skull along the base of my skull in 3 places, behind my ear and in the middle. It's kind of a similar movement. And so as soon as I felt that pain, Noah, of course, every time we have an accident in the show, we kind of whisper to each other, like, are you okay? Can you keep going on? And obviously, normally, we can continue on. But this time I said no, because we didn't know what had happened. Like when I had my bad accident in 2012, I really didn't feel any pain. Initially, I didn't feel anything.
Shock?
I think I was in shock.
Yeah.
I was scared.
Yeah.
Because I knew it involved my neck. And so immediately I just sat with my face on the bag, and somebody had to run over and ask me, and I said, we need to call 911, and I didn't move. And thankfully there was a nurse.
That somebody was me, as I saw the whole thing right there. Yeah.
I think there were a couple of nurses in the audience that night, and they came over and they kind of helped me until the ambulance could get there. And so I remember that night they wheeled me out of the set on the thing, and a lot of people that had been at the show were standing outside watching me get wheeled out and put in the truck.
Yeah.
So this time we had everybody go out one side, and I just laid on the ground, and I couldn't breathe very well on my back. And so I just kind of rolled over, and I didn't move again. I didn't move because I knew it involved my neck and my spine. So the ambulance came and they took me to the hospital. And I think we posted some pictures of what you can see in the pictures. Did not do justice to what my face looked like, especially the next morning. Bunch of swelling, black eye. I had massive severe road rash that went, wrapped around and down to my mouth. And that actually hurt worse in the back of the ambulance than my neck did at that point.
Wow.
I mean, the pain in my spine at the bottom of my neck was definitely getting more. And I kept telling the guy in the back of the ambulance, hey, that pain's getting worse, so you can give me any pain medication, which they didn't. I was surprised.
Yeah.
And I think it's because they palpitated my neck and everything at the emergency rooms. Maybe that's why they don't give you pain medication. But I said, that pain's getting worse. I said, but on top of that, my face, it hurt. It hurt pretty bad. It was burning so bad. And they didn't do anything for that either until I got to the ER. And even then, they just took like a wipe and just kind of patted it like this. And that was it.
Yeah.
So when I got home, there was dirt crusted and caked on my eye and in the wound and everything. They didn't clean it or anything while I was there, which I thought was funny.
Well, that wasn't their concern.
Well, and it hurt so bad,
Yeah.
I was not going to touch it. I couldn't, even in the shower, I couldn't let water run on it. So I had to wait a couple days. A couple days later, I found all this caked dirt in blood around my eye right here. And so I was just, every day I was like scraping a little bit of it off, you know, and along with scabbing and stuff. So it's probably why I have a scar, because I can't stop picking this up. It was scary. I'm going to say, for someone that's been hurt badly in the show a few times, but one life-threatening, but other accidents I've had that necessitated surgery and stuff, it was scary because it involves your neck. And I've hurt my neck before, and the recovery from that last injury was 6 months, maybe. I can't remember how long I was out with that.
At least 3 months. At least 3 months.
At least 3 months, because it takes only 6 weeks for bone to heal. So they didn't do anything for me when I broke my skull. They just said, well, 6 weeks for the bone to heal, and then there was some blood clotting on the brain stem a couple weeks in, and so that was scary. But the major damage was to my neck, ligament and tendons. Obviously, I had to have people pull me up, and it hurt so bad. I wore a neck brace for 2 weeks probably. My neck was so weak and it hurt. I just couldn't lay down or sit up without massive amounts of pain.
Yeah, it was something.
It was pretty bad.
But praise the Lord, that accident and this more recent one like that, you've come through, and I'd say it's amazing. It's just amazing that, a lot of times we ask, are we in the right line of work? Does God really want us to do this stuff? And sometimes things happen, but God has brought you through this. So we honor him and we thank him for preserving your health and your life and bringing you through this. And it's a real testimony of God's love.
Well, the first time around, the doctor said, like I said, he said, I've never seen anything like this.
Right.
He said, I've never seen someone have an accident like this, injury, and not break their neck. And so at that time, that was kind of a wake-up call. I thought, I considered that a miracle. And then this time, I know it wasn't from as high, but I thought, well, I've broken my head already.
Yeah.
My neck has been damaged so many times from a lot of other things in the show as well, not just that accident, that I was like, my neck is all messed up and screwed up. And I've been told by doctors that I have stenosis in my neck, that I have
by the neurosurgeon from your last accident.
The neurosurgeon from my last accident told me that I had degradation in my discs in my neck, and so that eventually I'd need surgery. He wanted me to have surgery. I was only, how old was I in 2012? I can't remember. 10 years ago? 14 years ago? So I was only in my 40s. I was only in my early 40s. I was like, I'm not going to have spinal surgery, thanks, or especially neck surgery. And then this time, they didn't seem that concerned. They said, well, you're moving around pretty good, so that's okay. They actually did a CT of my whole body. I'm not sure why they did. And they did everything down to my pelvis, which I thought was weird, but okay, I got a great view of my entire body. And the report, according to my follow-up appointment with my doctor, said, he said, this is a really boring case. He said, I expected to walk in here and see a 20-year-old. I was very surprised to see that you were 52 because you have no degradation in your neck. You have no
stenosis.
You have no stenosis. He said, from what you do, it's crazy that your CT came out so clear. And I'm like, yeah, that is crazy, because I've been told for a long time now that I was going to have massive amounts of problems in my neck. And he's like, I'm not seeing that, not according to these reports. And so I was surprised by that. That was it's today Wednesday. Yeah, that was this morning. I had my follow-up appointment and they cleared me.
Yeah.
So that's
praise the Lord.
Praise God. Yeah. That's the bottom line, is that I was cleared for shows today. So I'm going to take it easy this weekend. So I'm not in the show this weekend, but just because I have some tightness left and I'm still doing some of my own physical therapy, but I definitely have probably some residual swelling a little bit, and I I'm always sore in my neck, and the cracking in my neck in my TMJ is like really bad.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure that I know I have damage to my neck already. Since I have constant damage, although they tell me I don't. I have ligament damage, guys. So they looked at the bones, but I definitely have ligament damage in my.
The bones are okay.
The bones are okay. I do have ligament damage, probably some tendon damage, not just from this, but just in general.
Yeah.
And so I just want to make sure that it all feels at least normal. It'll never feel okay again because of what I've been doing for so long, but I wanted to make sure it felt like normal before I got back into shows. So
Right.
probably be looking at next weekend by the time this goes out. But I want to thank you guys for all the support, because I have to admit that I immediately thought, okay, it's time. I guess it's time for me to get out of the show, because I haven't had an accident in a long time. In fact, we just hired some new people the week this happened. And the week this accident happened, I was telling all the new people, we haven't had a bad accident out here can't remember the last bad accident we had, actually. It's been a long time.
I think it was in 2020.
2020?
Yeah.
What would that? Oh, the training?
Yeah.
Besides that, I mean, with the cast that we have
Right.
today, I haven't been hurt in a long time, which is what I said last weekend. I was like, well, is this a sign? Am I supposed to be out of the show? I am 52. I'm a grandma. I have 2 grandchildren. We have 2 grandchildren.
2 beautiful grandchildren.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love being a grandparent.
Yeah.
I watch them during the week, so I have a lot of responsibilities and things. But the thing is, and in fact, our pastor at church asked me this Sunday. He said, "So, are you going back into the show?" And I said, I am. And he gave me a look, and I said, it's all I know how to do, and I love doing it, and I love being with my family. He said, I know, I'm just kidding. I think it's great. And so that really is the answer, is that I love what I do. I don't love struggling at it because I'm getting old, but I do love performing. I love the audiences, and it's not about attention. It's, I enjoy making people laugh. That's what I enjoy. I enjoy giving people something lighthearted that they can view that's safe with their kids. I love that, because we have 3 kids, and so I remember we were always looking for entertainment for our family, and so I love being able to offer this to families and that they have a great time. I love watching people have a great time, of all generations, and I love working with my family, and so I think it was a no-brainer that I was going to do the show. And on top of that, right now, which is interesting in light of, for those of you that don't know, Old Tucson, their operator, the company that operates Old Tucson, is no longer going to operate Old Tucson starting in April. And so they're looking for a new operator. So what that means is, for those of you that don't know, the current operator of Old Tucson doesn't own Old Tucson. They don't own the land, they don't own the buildings. And so we kind of understand that on a smaller level, because we kind of have a similar thing going on at Trailblazed Town. We lease the set from Trailblazed Town. We don't own everything in the set, but Trailblazed Town has been great and awesome by letting us use the set and giving us a huge break on the rent, which is amazing, because we wouldn't be there if we had to pay all that. So that's amazing, and we're always thankful for them at Trailblazed Town for doing that for us. So we understand Old Tucson's obviously huge compared to our set, but we understand that an operator saying, I can't really do anything here, because if I do, it won't be mine. So when you're leasing something like Old Tucson, any improvements you make stay there. You don't take them with you. And so it's hard to make a profit. I know there's a lot of stuff going around about, a lot of feelings going around about Old Tucson, but we understand from the operator side how difficult it is to operate an amusement, because that's really what we are. We're an amusement. We're an entertainment group. And I think people just don't understand how much money that takes, how much capital you have to do that. It takes an insane amount of insurance and liability insurance.
Well, there's different tiers of entertainment groups. I mean, acting groups. out there for sure. You know, a lot of them are sponsored by the government because they qualify for a nonprofit status, so they don't have to pay certain taxes. They are eligible for grants. You know, things like that is available for them because they meet that criteria as we don't. I mean, we could push ourselves in that direction, but the show wouldn't be the same. I mean, we'd have to go a completely different direction. We're not interested in doing that or doing that to our fans. Other entertainment venues usually will make up their profits in food sales or merchandising and things like that. Like at a theme park where they have live entertainment and live stunt shows and things like that, they get you to buy the food while you're there or the merchandise or things like that. That helps offset the cost of the show and the high production value of those shows. We don't have those opportunities because we don't have stores surrounding. That's Trail Dust Town's job. The food is Trail Dust Town's job. That's all that stuff. We're extremely grateful to be at Trail Dust Town because it gives people an opportunity to discover the show just by going to have dinner at Trail Dust Town, and they see some big mouth cowboy guy, that's me, walk around and talk about how wonderful the show is and how it's explosive and there's all kinds of action and cowboys falling off buildings. I don't think people quite believe me, but they'll go see the show anyway, and there it is. They're like, wow, this is great. And they end up coming for years. So that's a real blessing that we can be at a place like that and be discovered. We just started really pushing stuff on social media, 5-6
Which
years
is
ago.
not us, guys. We are all about live performance.
Right.
And so we're slowly, we're way behind the curve.
Way
we
behind,
know.
yeah.
On we have no advertising budget, guys. I mean, that's why we're pushing the social media. For those of you that are wondering why we're on social media so much now, that's because we don't have an advertising budget. What else are we trying? I mean,
we do put like brochures in the airport. We have a deal
Yeah.
with Trail Dust Town to do that.
Yeah.
Go around to the hotels and drop off things.
We do off-property shows
Right.
as many times as we can if people. And
Right.
for those of you that don't know, we do shows off-property. We've done them for as long as I've been there, so 20 years. At the hotels, we do off-prop. Back in the day, we used to take. When we worked for Trail Dust Town, we used to take gigs for birthday parties. I remember specifically a birthday party, a child's birthday party, and a shower. And the baby shower.
The baby shower.
The baby shower, I just heard from those people this year. They
right.
contacted us, which
Right,
I thought
right.
was I had totally forgotten about that.
And the birthday party, the kids chased us with chickens.
The birthday party was in someone's backyard.
Yeah.
And there were was it just chickens or were there...
And squirt guns.
And I know, but animals, yeah, and squirt guns. And so these people hired us to do our show in their backyard for this birthday party. And what they did was put us in the backyard with the kids and squirt guns, and then they went inside. And so we were outside
They locked the door too.
doing our show with basically just children holding squirt guns and
Chickens.
And I told Jerry after we left that place that's been a long time now. I said we will never do another birthday party again.
So don't call us.
Yeah, we just because we were
We might.
babysitters, we were glorified babysitters, and we were trying to do our show with flips and stunt choreography and everything. So
Yeah.
but we do off properties. We've gone out of town before to do off properties, so we'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're interested in that, or you know somebody would be interested in that,
Right.
you can contact us. We also do private shows at Trail Dust Town, for those of you that don't know. So we have shows on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. So the other nights that we're not doing shows, we will do a private show. If you have an event, then we can do a show just for you or your group. And we've actually done shows for birthday parties as a private event. We also can do a show on a night that we're doing shows before our normal show or after our normal show. So that's also available. But just so you know, the cost is what you would expect for a private Wild West stunt show. So we don't want people to be shocked. But we have to charge what we have to charge.
I mean, we have to charge what we charge because, I mean, we may act like yahoos, but we really try not to be yahoos. I mean, we are completely insured, and that's kind of why we led in with, Heather's incident, because, we carry the workman's comp insurance, we carry the liability insurance. Liability insurance for setting off pyrotechnics in the city limits and using blank ammunition and all that stuff is very expensive. And We do a pretty good job. We have a very stringent safety protocol for all these things, federal licenses, and the whole work. So that's what separates us also from other entertainment venues, is that we have to carry all that stuff. A lot of our people interested in the show, auditioners, will come to us with maybe some high school training or maybe some college training in acting and things like that, but no one ever comes to us with stunt training. I mean, it doesn't happen. I mean, a lot of people will go to, there are a couple stunt schools around the country for sure, and the world, but most of those people either do it because they think it's fun. I've met some of those people that it's just a fun thing to do, or they're serious about going to Hollywood and making that a big time profession. We're sort of in the middle somewhere. We want to attract people who are interested in entertaining people, like the Wild West, like having a physical outlet. But they come to us and they might desire all these things, but maybe they don't have what it takes to fall off a building or to do a flip or to do all the things that we do. And we will train them we audition every people, and we will kind of give them an evaluation, and then their training basically is kind of an extended audition. We continue to work with them, and at some point either we have to make a decision that we've invested so much time into them and we're not sure they're going to be right for the show or not. It takes a long time because we want to make sure we're doing the right thing. We want to make sure that the individual that we're bringing in the show doesn't get hurt too much anyway.
And another reason that I'm coming back into the show, even if it wasn't for the fact that I love it and I love the fans and I love being with my family there, and it would feel weird not to be there, is that we are down to 6 cast members, I think, right now. And it's been that way for about a year. And we have no techs. The cast is running the tech right now. Back in the day, just to give you an idea, we had 15 people in our crew before 2020. And that meant we had full-time techs who did only tech, and then we had performers, and they were separated. But as it's dwindled down, and with 2020 happening and us becoming our own company and having a hard time finding people and people having to leave because they moved or whatever, now we're down to basically 6 cast members, and we have 3 people in every show so we need 5 people to run the show. That's what we need to run the show that we do throughout the year. We need 6 people to run our Halloween and our Christmas show. And so it was getting close this year, and with me out, Jerry's been out with an injury for 3 months. More than 2 months now. Okay. He's supposed to be back next weekend, guys, so come out and support him.
It'll be interesting.
So we're hoping he'll be back, and that's the same weekend I'm coming back too.
And mine wasn't nearly as dramatic.
He pointed at something and felt some pain. It's really important that Jerry and I be in the show because we just don't have the people, and if we don't have a show, we don't make money. So we have to have a show to make money in order to pay our people, and paying our people is very expensive. So payroll, for those of you that don't run a business, is actually the most expensive thing, always, even over insurance and everything. And so when you're training new people, now you've got extra payroll for people that aren't bringing in any money. Right. So we are currently training 4 people. So we went ahead and we jumped off the cliff and
stepped out in faith.
Yeah, we stepped out in faith and we hired 4 people. That's completely unheard of. We have never done that since we've been our own business since 2020, because we just knew the numbers weren't going to line up. But with me getting hurt and Jerry being hurt, and we're like, we got to do something or the show's going to die, and we don't want that to happen. So we're going to stay in as long as we can because we love it and we love you guys. But eventually we're gonna have to be replaced. So we're trying to do that right now. We're trying to find some people that we might be able to grow into the parts. Because like Jerry said, it takes, our experiences, it takes a good 2 years for somebody to be really good in the show. Like to be someone that people are remembering, right? It's hard to get people to stick around for 2 years in general.
Yeah.
And so the people that you see, the 6 actors we're talking about, so we're talking about me, Jerry, Jacob, our youngest, and Noah, our oldest, and, we have 7, sorry, Travis and Eric. No, that's 6.
Oh,
Never
and
mind.
You forgot about.
Is that everybody?
Well, and you also forgot about the folks that run our ticket booth too.
That's right. We
Yeah.
also pay the people that run our ticket booth. So actually, we need more than 6 people a night. But cast members, me, you. Who did I miss? Noah, Jacob, Travis,
Yeah.
Eric. It is 6. Okay.
Yeah.
So right now, the cast members are doing tech. So not only do we have to have the performers there for the show, now performers are rotating through tech. So we did hire a tech, so we're hoping that he works out, because that would be great if we could take more time for the actors to be in the show. But of all those people that we mentioned, all of us have been in the show for longer than 3 years. I mean, some of us way longer.
Right.
But Eric, who's our newest hire, has been in the show for 3 years. So, and he's finally starting to develop some character and some skills and like his own identity and stuff. And so that's cool. But it takes some time.
Right.
And so it's a real commitment. I guess what we're saying, folks, is that we could use some support.
Right.
A lot of people that contacted us when I got hurt asked, what can we do? Can we start a GoFundMe? Can we, which Jerry turned down because we have workers' comp. What can we do to help? And that's awesome. And we never really know what to tell people, but because we know if you're a regular to the show, you're probably only going to come out, 4 times a year. You might see one of our new shows when we put it up, Halloween, a Christmas show, and then, one of our special events, but you're not coming out all the time. So if you would like to help us, a great way, we thought this would be a great way to get the word out. A great way to help us would be to become a subscriber to our website. So it's not the same as subscribing to our channel. So I just want to, I know this gets confusing, but like right now we're going to say, hey, like, share, and subscribe this video on YouTube, because that helps get it out to more people. But when I'm talking subscribers, I'm talking about our website. So our website is wildweststuntshow.com. You can go there and subscribe. Now,
We'll put a link in the description.
subscribe means become a member.
Right.
Okay, so I'm not even sure how they word it on there anymore. I think it changed, but because you can subscribe to our newsletter, you can become, you can subscribe as in get news from us, but becoming a member means you choose one of our plans. Okay, so you go to the plan membership page, and you can choose between an annual pass, I think it's a $15 membership a month, or a $5 membership a month. So annual pass is self-explanatory. That's unlimited entrances to the show for 1 year. And then you've got the $15 subscription a month, which is there's some additional discounts for tickets on top of even the online discount. So you get that. I think it's for 2 people. So you get discounts on 2 tickets, plus you're going to get access to all the private content that we're going to start putting out. And then because right now, for those of you that don't know, we're doing videos every week, and we're trying to put out 2. I've been hurt, so my son, Jacob, our son, who does the video editing, he's been at Traildust Town doing the show for me instead of editing, but he'll get back to it, and we're putting out 2 videos a week. But what we're going to end up doing is putting out 1 video a week, and then one's going to be for members only. Mm-hmm. So if you want to see that video, like we just did a tag at Traildust Town, which was a blast. It was so much fun. That's coming out soon. That kind of video is going to end up being, you'll be able to see that one. That one's going to be public, but all the other game videos are going to be, probably the game videos are going to be on the membership. Plus a lot of our podcast stuff, like some personal conversations and stuff
Right.
with the cast. That's all going to be on the membership. So if you've got that $15 subscription, you'll be able to see that on top of the ticket discounts. Now, what we would say is, because this is what I would have wanted to hear when our kids were little, was $5 a month, guys. If you really want to support us, then a $5 subscription goes a long way. $5 a month. That also gives you discounts on tickets and merchandise. And so if you can afford $5 a month, that'd be awesome. We'd really appreciate that, because that goes a long way if we can get enough people to do that. So this is for all the people asking how they could help. This is how you could help. We'd really appreciate the support. It's been a rough year. The economy's bad. I think everybody knows that.
Yeah.
And so the show, we don't want to dumb down the show. Meaning we don't want to take out the pyro. We've had a lot of suggestions on how we could save money, but we love the show the way it is, and we don't think that the Pistoleros would be the Pistoleros if the show didn't include everything that we have. And so I think the accident, this accident, since we hadn't had one in so long, was kind of a wake-up call that, hey, especially for the people that saw it, and for those of you watching now, you've seen the video, and even though you didn't get to see, you couldn't see it from all angles, the show's dangerous. You know, we're all coming out here and we're doing a very dangerous show every night that we're doing a show, and we're doing it because we love it. We're not doing it to make a lot of money, because we are not making a lot of money, trust me. Especially our family in running the show. I don't even know if profit is in our vocabulary. There really is no profit in doing this. We do it because we love it. And we do it because you guys love it. And that's why we're continuing it. We would hate to let people down, and we want to do it. We really believe this is our calling, to provide this entertainment for you guys, and we don't want to quit. So we hate this part of the video because we hate asking for anything, but we've been struggling now. We're in our 7th year. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. I was thinking
so
like the 5th year. Yeah.
June 26th, we've been in business. We've been our own business, our own company. We've been doing the show as our own for 7 years, which is crazy to me. Yeah, because 2020.
Well, I don't know math. 2020, right?
22, 23, 24, 25, 26.
6 years.
We're in our 7th year, sorry. We've been doing it for 6 years. We just celebrated the end of our 6th year.
Yeah.
So we're in our 7th year now, which to me is crazy, because in some ways it's flown by, and in some ways it hasn't, because it's been a struggle. I hate running a business, just so you guys know. I am not a business person. We do it out of necessity, to keep we don't hire people to do any of this. Our family does everything. We do all of the merchandising. I think you've probably heard this before, but we do everything. Everything that you could imagine to run a business, we do it. We do not hire outside help for any of this. So payroll, HR, all that stuff, we do it all. And if we could afford to hire out, believe me, we would. So it's a huge responsibility. We're not just doing the fun part anymore. We're doing the running the business part too. So we do all of that because we love the show so much, and we want the show to stay around. What I wanted to say earlier was that the other thing about Trail Dust Town that's so great is that I've been going to Trail Dust Town since I was a kid, and I have so many memories from Trail Dust Town, and obviously our children grew up at Trail Dust Town, and a lot of people talk about the historical aspect of Old Tucson stuff, but Trail Dust Town it may not have the history because it doesn't have the it's not famous.
Right. There wasn't a lot of famous actors there.
Right.
But there were a lot of cowboys that were there, and
Yeah.
there's part of Tucson way back when Tanque Verde Road was dirt, and and then there was Restaurant Row. There was a mafia bombing at Trail Dust Town. A lot of people probably don't know that.
Because there was a bar there, right? It was a bar?
It was
No.
it was a Mexican restaurant.
Oh, Mexican restaurant.
Right,
Okay.
So there's a lot of interesting things that happened at Trail Dust
Yeah.
Town, and it's been there since the early '60s. I
Yeah.
mean, it was built in '61, opened in '62, and it has a really rich history out there of just crazy stuff. And even before all that, there was a rumor about the Glenn Ford movie out there, and then it was one of Tucson's first Christmas tree lots because there's a guy that ran mules up and down Mount Lemmon. He used to have people ride his mules up to Mount Lemmon in the 1800s to escape the Tucson heat. Can you imagine riding a mule to Mount Lemmon? Yeah,
From Trail Dust Town.
From Trail Dust Town.
Yeah.
Well, that area, yeah. So, but one of the things people say that they like to see in the show is they like to see the show grow and maybe add some new stunts and things like that. So if there's anyone out there who would like to really make a big donation, a generous donation.
Generous donation. We'll donate a stunt to you.
Yeah, we'd like to. We have a plan to build some stunts out there, and if anybody wants to come alongside of us and partner, we'll put a sign up for you or something like that. Say, this is the so and so building or whatever, and. But we'd like to, design a couple things out there, kind of freshen up the stunts of the show, and do a couple of different things out there that we have expertise in doing. But
if we had the finances, if we had our dream, we would be able to rebuild the fence around the show. We'd be able to add a new facade at the front where the tickets are. We'd love to do that. We do have plans if the money ever comes. We do have plans to rebuild that whole area because that's where one of the new stunts would go in. So we have thought about this. We want you to know that we hear you and we know what you want, and we want it too, believe us. And if we ever have the money, we have already drawn up the plans. We have it. We just don't have the finances right now to do it. But we know what we want to do to make some improvements to the show. If that's ever possible. Another way you could support, I guess, is by donating. So if you wanted to donate building materials, bleacher seating, we need some. So again, Trellis Town owns the bleachers and the buildings and the fencing around. Everything that you can see as you come in. Everything that you see when you come in is owned by Trellis Town.
Yeah.
And we just don't have the money to improve any of that stuff. But we would love to. The buildings are getting kind of raggedy. We'd love to repaint them. So there's a lot of stuff on our bucket list for what we want to do with the show still. Instead of just feeling like we're just running it into the ground until, and we're going to put it away. What's that saying? We're just going to ride it until it's done and put it away. The horse. Anyway, we don't want to ride this horse to death. We want to revive it.
And if we keep talking about this, we're going to beat this horse to death.
Yeah, so that's what we'd love to do. We have our things that we want to do. We just want you to know that we aren't just trying to stand on our laurels and continue this until all the money's gone.
Well, I think that's saying's beat a dead horse.
No. It was something about ride it hard, put it away wet.
But right, yeah.
Something like that. I think that's what it is. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's the kind of stuff that we'd like to do in the future. So if you have something you can donate, that'd be great. We could use donations. If you think you might have something and you're not sure if we could use it, send me an email at let's see, it's pistoleroswildwest@gmail.com. That goes straight to me. If you have something you're like, hey, this would be really cool, I think, on the Pistoleros set, send me an email. I'd love. We just had some wagon wheels donated, which are awesome, and an old milk can, which was pretty awesome. So, but yeah, send me an email. Let me know. Contact us. Put a comment in the video below. I think we're going to put a link to this on Facebook. Comment on Facebook.
Yeah.
We're on there all the time. Well, one of us is on there all the time. So if you have. So if you're interested in any of that, but like I said, if you just want to become a regular subscriber and you can afford $5 a month, that's probably the easiest and best way to do it. Is just go to our website. There's a tab on our website at wildweststuntshow.com that'll take you to the membership page, and it'll show you all the memberships. We've had a few people purchase the annual pass, which is awesome because we have a lot of regulars. There's a guy that's been coming with his son every week. And it's been months, I finally said, dude, you need to get an annual pass. What are you doing? And he's like, I know, but he never gets it. He just says, I know, and he never gets it. So it's funny, but...
Well, they're out there.
So just so you know, it's on that membership page. The annual pass is there. That gets you into all the shows as many times as you want for a year. We should probably say that, as always, buying tickets to the show is the best way to support us. So, because we would love to see you there. We're talking about the kind of support we're talking about with subscriptions and stuff is on top of coming to the show. We'd rather see you at the show. So if you want to come out 50 times a year, that's amazing. We'd love to see you. But if maybe you live out of town, we have a lot of out of town fans who are always asking us to post stuff online and stuff, then this might be a great way for you to support us if you can't come to the show. So, but our number one is we'd love to see you at the show. So come on out and buy tickets because we'd like to see you there. Say hi. We also want to thank Travis Howard. He's the one that sent us the video. Jerry got some pictures that night, but it didn't do justice to the accident. So thanks, Travis, for sending us that video. I admit I haven't really watched it all the way through. I've just had everybody else watch it for me because it's still a little fresh. But thanks so much for sending it. It really does help in the training process, actually, into figuring out what went wrong and what happened. So that's awesome. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Travis. We thank you for tuning in tonight, and it was heartfelt, everything that we said today. Sorry we didn't rehearse it or practice it or write a script or anything. It's just some things we wanted to talk about tonight. A lot of people have been inquiring about Heather's condition and how she's feeling.
And I do want to reiterate that, again, I had my doubts when it happened. I really sit in the hospital, even when I came home, I had my doubts about coming back in. But the encouragement I got from you guys, from my family and friends, obviously, but just from the community asking about me, a lot of people asking about me that I didn't expect to ask about me, and people emailing me, and that was awesome. And so that was very encouraging. And so thank you guys. We really appreciate it. We just want you to know how much we appreciate you. And all of you that have been coming out. I got an email from someone coming out since 2008. She's been coming out since 2008, and she was there that night that I got hurt. And as much as it pains me that her granddaughter saw it, it's so awesome to know that we have people supporting us that have been coming out for a long, long time. And that's awesome because that's what's keeping us going. Is all of you that continue to come out and bring your family out and support us. And so that's amazing. And we just want to say thank you. Especially me, I appreciate you. Yeah. I'll let you close it.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening tonight. We hope that you have a great day. God bless you and your family, and God bless America. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe because it really helps out a lot.